Same back the same, like, cracking the same, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more. This good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though. Big dog, tap in with the tap in to make sure you are, in fact, tapped in with that good tap in we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. That news content you can use, that knowledge, though. You're not finna get nobody's college, though, big dog. Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. It's 11:11. Angel numbers. Get into that if you ain't got into that, man. We finna jump into this content, but before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that good subscribe button. You feel me? Hit that good subscribe button, hit that notification bell at the top, hit all say tap in for the latest and the greatest. Find me on richtraphouse.com. That's right, richtraphouse.com. That's the merch shop. And make sure y'all get into the Man at the Garden freestyle. That's out now. Find me on Instagram, TRAPNEWS NETWORX, Trap News Network. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Wait, hold on. X. Have you ain't got to that. For those of y'all who don't know, man, Lil Baby's been having a pretty interesting week. And it's looking like he may have started a gang war within the city of Atlanta, man. The faux PF clique versus the Goodfellas. So we finna slide over to Oakland City. To Chicks Move. We finna slide over there. Oakland City is where they from. Oakland City? Yeah, Oakland City is where they from. We finna jump into Chicks Move and see what he got going on. Let's get into this content. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go.
Hey, Chicks Move. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Boy, oh boy. If anybody else was like me last night, you was probably scared that Lil Baby got picked up by the feds. Why? Because of all the news reports of the two 13-year-olds that were killed last year, and the Atlanta Police Department pretty much saying they putting a target on Baby's back. Next thing you know, there were rumors and reports that, hey, Little Baby had been arrested. Luckily, he wasn't. He put out a post today saying that he's more than fine not to believe any post that you see about him being arrested, which is really, really good to hear. But for those of you who don't know why all of this is happening, I'm going to take it back for you guys so we can go into detail and we can see just exactly how we got here. In the early hours of July 2nd, 2024, a bunch of gunfire erupted outside a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex. The gunfire ended up killing two 13-year-old boys and wounding a third child that was 12 years old. Around 12:30 a.m., Atlanta police responded to shots fired at the West End Apartments on Spark Street in the Southwest Oakland City neighborhood. There, they found...
And again, man, anytime where children are hurt or children are unalive or children are victims of these crimes that are involving adults, unacceptable.
Best friends, Lamont Freeman and Jacody Davis, both 13, mortally wounded on the front steps, along with Jacody's 12-year-old brother, Devontius Davis, who suffered a gunshot wound to his foot. The group had been outside celebrating Freeman's birthday. He had just turned 13, minutes before the shooting actually happened. When unknown assailants opened fire on the building without warning, Freeman was pronounced dead at the scene, and Jacody later died of his injuries at the hospital, while his younger brother survived with his injury. Police later revealed that the crime scene was horrific. There was multiple high-caliber shells that were used. 5.56s, 7.62s, 2.23s, literally, you name it, it was there. It indicated that a numerous amount of rounds were sprayed indiscriminately into the area. No names on those bullets whatsoever. Just aiming at...
That's crazy. You just shot up a bunch of kids. Like, you could pull up and see it ain't no adults out there, ain't no ops out there. Why you pull up and get popping if you know it's kids out there?
At anything. It's like, what's going on with our generation? At least back in the day when people used to get killed, there was the people that they was aiming for. Now, people just want to shoot. People catching bodies, and the bodies that they're catching are not even the bodies that they wanted to catch. But they still brag about it, of course. So sad. Investigators believe 6 shooters armed with rifles and other weapons approached on foot and unleashed a barrage of bullets, tragically striking the boys, even though the children were not the intended target. The Atlanta police was not having it. They emphasized that the victims were good people with no gang ties whatsoever, calling the incident a horrific case of innocent youth caught in the crossfire. Officers at the scene even urged reporters to leave afterwards, saying that, hey, once we get up out of here, y'all really not even safe. The officers described that place as pretty much a gang.
Telling the reporters that, hey, once we leave, y'all not safe, you might want to leave with us is a clear indication of where you at.
Stronghold. In the immediate aftermath, authorities did not publicly confirm a motive or a suspect, but they did announce a $50,000 bounty. Crime Stoppers reward and vowed to leave no stone untouched until they find those killers. The brazen nature of the attack, described by the Atlanta police chief as grown men playing gangsters by spraying bullets into a birthday gathering, shocked the entire...
Yeah, hitting up the birthday party is barnacles, bro. Like, getting cracking at the birthday party, that's barnacles.
Entire community.
That's unacceptable.
At this point, If they didn't know, now everybody knows. Nobody is safe. The officers looked through the entire neighborhood for witnesses, reviewed surveillance footage, and talked to some of the distraught family members. They had to do this while the family members were mourning the loss of the 2 children. This thing hit everybody, not just the family, but the entire community. By all accounts, the July 2024 shooting was a slaughter of innocent children, and it set the stage for a deeper probe into why such an atrocity occurred. Officials would soon tie the incident to an escalating gang war that was brewing in the city. And they tied this escalating gang war to one particular person, a rapper in particular, who made one decision that started to put fuel on top of this fire. And this person that was linked to it turned this case from something local to what may be one of the most high-profile cases in Atlanta history.
I'm not sure what's going on with these rappers. I'm thinking that all this stuff is not going to come back to bite them. Like, we're seeing time and time again that your actions in the streets will definitely be punished if you just basically flaunting around like you're untouchable.
As the detectives dug into the motives behind the boy's killing, they uncovered a startling catalyst: an alleged gang retaliation sparked by a Little Baby music video that was filmed in rival territory. See, back in May of 2024, about 6 weeks before the shooting even happened, the Grammy-nominated rapper Little Baby ventured into an area of Northwest Atlanta dominated by a gang called Only My Family, or OMF for short. And he went there to shoot a music video.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
The location near Verbena Street Northwest and the Dixie Hill Center Hill area was known as a stronghold of the Goodfellas. And that area was literally...
And that's interesting because when I was in jail in Atlanta, Fulton County Jail on Wright Street, I met a lot of dudes from Goodfellas, from GFs, and they seemed all right. Like, I didn't have no problems with them. That was pretty cool with me. But that's an Atlanta-based gang, and they're popular within the penal system and the corrections, Department of Corrections in Atlanta, whether it be the Georgia State Department of Corrections or the Wright Street, Fulton County Jail, whatever. Even when I was in the Gwinnett County Jail, as a matter of fact, I ran into a couple of them dudes. But I say all that to say, they're a pretty big gang in Atlanta. They are an Atlanta-based gang. They're not Bloods, they're not Crips. They just, who they are from Atlanta. But, it's I've been told, I ain't sure, I ain't saying yes, I ain't saying no, I ain't saying left, I ain't saying right, but I've heard they do their due diligence, you know what I'm saying? I've met enough of them niggas in the jail to know that, when they together, they do their due diligence. Not saying the other side doesn't, but to everybody watching from LA, they not Bloods, they not Crips, they just from Atlanta, and they just, that's their gang, they just run it how they run it.
Really their stronghold. And apparently the Goodfellas and 4PF have been beefing. During the video shoot, violence went crazy. And before you know it, somebody came through, opened up shots, nearly 30 shots rang out, and 3 men, aged 23, 24, and 27, were struck by bullets. One person got hit in the arm, another person got hit in the neck, a third person got hit
Right, so there you go. In the middle of the video shoot, they get cracking.
in the back. Luckily, they all survived. Lil Baby himself did not get injured in that May 2024 incident, but he's, at this point, walking on a thin line because it could have happened to anybody. Because as we all know, bullets don't have any names. And it's really, really sad to see him put himself in these type of predicaments because Baby is a multi-millionaire. He made it out the hood.
Yeah, so like I don't understand why you playing these type of games when you super chillied up.
No reason for you to be taking your status to
Like one of the richest young dudes in the game, for sure.
go and provoke anger out of other people, which is resulting in violence for the entire community. This brazen daytime attack at Lil Baby's video filming caught everyone by surprise. Nobody thought it was going to happen. Yeah, we understood that Lil Baby was filming in enemy gang territory, but nobody thought that anyone would be...
But here go the thing though, when you filming in enemy gang territory, what did you think was gonna happen?
And stupid enough to pull up to a little baby shoot where there's
What do you mean stupid enough? Them niggas, you in they hood shooting a video disrespecting them. It seemed like it's only right for them to pull up and get cracking. I ain't saying I condone it, but I wouldn't say stupid enough. Cause then that would make it seem like Lil Baby own they set. Like, nah, they went and they put down their demonstration.
tons of security and actually start shooting in broad daylight where there's a bunch of fans who have nothing to do with what y'all got going on. In the days immediately following after the shoot,
I'm not saying it's right, but when it comes to gangbanging and holding down your hood, don't none of that matter.
shooting on Vernon Street, Atlanta police observed an alarming spike in tit-for-tat violence. Several shootings and several homicides occurred that investigators believe were connected to the music video incident. What unfolded was essentially a gang war between Lil Baby's associates, known as 4PF, aka Four Pockets Full, and the Goodfellas / OMF gang. Police now say that Lil Baby's decision to shoot that music video in the ops hood is really what's sparking all of this violence right now in Atlanta. As wrong as it was for Baby to go in there and shoot that music video, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard for me to digest this. At the end of the day, this is America. And you cannot tell somebody that they cannot go to a particular place because a gang holds that stronghold.
Nigga, take your ass over there and see what happens.
Bro, you are the police. What? You're the police, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You cannot sit there and endorse gangs claiming whole cities, claiming whole blocks. That is crazy. But that's another topic for another day. So the major kept going in on Lil Baby, and he alleged that Lil Baby's presence in the OMF turf was seen as a sign of disrespect and challenging them, inflaming a long-standing bad blood between the 4PF and Goodfellas. So I understand what he's saying, but two wrongs definitely don't make a right. So I don't understand why the Atlanta police love to make it seem like two wrongs should make a right. According to arrest warrants later obtained by the media, authorities explicitly named Lil Baby, aka Dominique Jones, as the rapper referenced, confirming his involvement in the chain of events. In the immediate aftermath of the May video shoot, law enforcement noted a pattern of retaliations, drive-by shootings, targeted hits, and
This sound like a Rico in the making.
other violent crimes popped up across Atlanta altogether and were soon linked back to the clash at that music video set. Social media and phone surveillance indicates that members of the Goodfellas / OMF crew were pissed off over Baby shooting that video. Group chats and call interceptions by investigators show talk of revenge, with one incarcerated gang leader ordering his followers to respond forcefully. On sight, it's up and it's stuck. In essence, Lil Baby's video shoot acted as the match lighting a powder of keg of gang animosity. One retired Atlanta detective noted that rival gangs often monitor each other's movements online, and a high-profile rapper filmed enemy territory can be seen as dissing the local crew. A slight they may
That's definitely seen as this in that local neighborhood.
answer with violence, which
But I ain't saying they right. The niggas still don't, they kind of still don't what they still don't know.
they ended up doing. APD officials have suggested that the rapper's clout emboldened him to film where he shouldn't, creating deadly consequences for those involved. Investigators stress that none of this absolves the shooters of responsibility, but they argue the tragedy would not have happened if the video shoot was never shot in that neighborhood. Yeah. At the end of the
So they saying the root of it is Lil Baby provoked the situation.
day, you're basically saying two wrongs make a right. There's no way for them to spin it at the end of the day, right? Lil Baby, he didn't really respond to these allegations, which is honestly the smart way to do it, right? Whenever somebody puts this type of thing on you, essentially they're trying to put a Rico on Baby. That's what it's looking like. They're
Show trying to put a Rico on this nigga.
trying to put bodies on him. They're trying to put racketeering on him. The worst thing you can do is respond. At the end of the day, let the lawyers handle it. And Lil Baby, even though he made this dumb decision to shoot this music video in that hood, which could end up spiraling into him being the face of a Rico, he is smart enough to know not to speak on the situation. And you got to give him props for that. Nevertheless, the authorities firmly maintain that the chain of retaliations leading to the two teens' deaths, the two 13-year-olds that were killed, started with Lil Baby's video shoot. So you already see where they're going with this. It looked like they about to
They're gonna tie him as a gang leader if they can.
do Baby worse than they did Thug. You see, Thug, they never really got too personal about who he killed. The star of the show for Thug's case was Nut, who was a known gang member. That's part of the reason why Thug was able to beat those charges, because one, it was a known gang member. Two, it was confirmed that Fannie Willis used to date that gang member. So it just looked crazy altogether, right? This is a whole nother story. You talking about two teenage kids. The public might actually be on the police side with this one. And at the end of the day, whenever it comes to these high-profile cases, you're really just dealing with the court of public opinion. And if baby's going up against two bodies of two teenagers, bro, to be real with you, it's not looking good for him. But let's get into a little bit of the Goodfellas, right? The Goodfellas, they're actually like a really well-known street gang in Atlanta. Police records and gang experts trace Goodfellas origins back to like the early 2000s, when it was reportedly founded in Atlanta. Some accounts say maybe it began in prison and inmates expanded into the streets. Usually that's...
Ain't that what I just said? I be doing stuff. I be doing stuff, bro. I be doing stuff. I be tapped in, bro. I be tapped in. Unfortunately, I've gone to jail in a lot of places, and you be learning about the streets. I ain't saying that's a good thing, but I be doing a little something.
How most of these gangs start. The gang's very name, Goodfellas, evokes mafia imagery. And indeed, the crew is often referred to by nicknames like the Mob, aka...
Yeah, because like they be in the jail, they be like, I'm with the gang, I'm with the mob, what is you thinking? Like they all, I heard that shit so much when I was locked up in Atlanta. I'm with the gang, I'm with the mob, what is you thinking? If somebody going crazy in their living room right now, like, oh, that nigga know. Yeah, I know. That was cool. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't bothering me. I ran my program, they ran a program, never crossed on the negative way. Play spades, some niggas cool.
A La Familia, and sometimes they even go by Kosher Noche, which means this thing of ours. Despite those monikers, Goodfellas is not an Italian mafia at all. It's a bunch of YNs running around shooting stuff up. The unifying theme of Goodfellas activity, according to law enforcement, is making money through crime and fiercely protecting their turf and interests, which is why you see how Baby got himself into that situation. Police say every criminal enterprise the gang engages in geared towards making money, be it drug trafficking, armed robbery, burglary, fraud, or illicit...
Burglary was the word you were looking for. Don't worry about the words are hard. Burglary? What did you say? Burglary?
Police say every criminal enterprise the gang engages in geared towards making money, be it drug trafficking, armed robbery, burglary. Nigga, burglary? Words are hard. Burglary. Fraud.
Burglary.
Or illicit ventures. Over the past 2 decades, Goodfellas have been implicated in a string of felonies and violent incidents across Georgia. Not just Atlanta, Georgia. In fact, the gang's reach isn't confined to just Atlanta city's limits. Members have ventured into suburban and even rural counties to commit crimes. For example, in 2019, a Goodfellas person teamed up with a member of the 9 Trey Bloods to carry out a coordinated crime spree in Cherokee County, Georgia. Under cover of the darkness, they broke into roughly about 50 cars in multiple neighborhoods, stealing cash,
them niggas be outside doing that shit.
Firearms and vehicles in a brazen series of thefts. Several of those Goodfellas affiliates were caught and later convicted under Georgia's gang and RICO statutes, netting lengthy prison sentences. Bro, they got football numbers. Goodfellas is also like a clique, right? So one known subset is the OMF, Only My Family clique. Police identify OMF as an affiliate or subset of Goodfellas, essentially a smaller crew under the Goodfellas umbrella. Goodfellas leadership is infamously capable of running operations even while behind bars. Authorities say high-ranking members have used contraband cell phones from prison to direct street-level members.
Well, of course, they're using contraband cell phones. They're not going to talk on the jail phones.
To commit crimes, demonstrating a level of organization and influence that makes them particularly dangerous. In one recent example, a Goodfellas-linked plot to murder a Fulton County jail officer was foiled in 2023. They were trying to get...
Damn, that was 2 years ago. They was trying to get that nigga up out of there.
One of them COs completely the heck out of there. You get what I'm saying? What they ended up doing was they was communicating on a contraband phone. And when that phone got confiscated, they were able to foil those plans. And that person that was trying to do that, he got some football numbers added to his football numbers. That just show you how deep they really get. Like, they not just a bunch of kids that just got together and say, yo, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. No, they actually really, really organized, and this is like a really serious set. That's just some of the things that they did, and they also were tied to a lot of shootings and a lot of homicides in the Atlanta area. Before they even clashed with the 4PF, the Goodfellas rivalries included disputes with other gangs over territory and drug trades, as well as internal power struggles. The Atlanta police really, really knows this gang, right? And they actually labeled them one of the most violent street gangs in Atlanta. By 2024, authorities estimated that Goodfellas had hundreds...
Now, I ain't saying that they the only gang in Atlanta. What I'm saying is, the niggas from Goodfellas that I encountered all did their due diligence. It was all cool. Never a problem. Everybody was cool. You know what I'm saying? Play spades, politic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They did their shit. I did my shit, blah, blah. It was cool. But it was all with the business. They was all with the business. very structured in how they did things from what I could see. Not saying that they the biggest and the baddest gang in Atlanta. Not saying that they are. Not saying that they not. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, they have some things figured out. Good for them. Free those guys. And free the guys. Free everybody. Free everybody. We are not picking sides here. We are not picking sides. We are not picking sides. We are not picking sides. We're just going off lived experiences. That's all.
The police really knows this gang, right? And they actually labeled them one of the most violent street gangs in Atlanta. By 2024, authorities estimated that Goodfellas had hundreds of associates in the metro Atlanta area and connections to gang in Georgia's prison system. The Goodfellas versus 4PF feud itself did not arise in a vacuum. It was rooted in a prior incident back in 2021. In August of 2021, right, 4PF affiliate named Marcus, aka Big Mark Holland, was killed, and his death has since been linked to the Goodfellas/OMF side. That unresolved bad blood set the stage for the latest revenge cycle. Thus, when Lil Baby showed up in the Goodfellas territory in 2024, it poured gasoline on the already smoldering fire. In summary, the Goodfellas gang has a long history of organized criminal activity in Atlanta, spanning from the theft rings and drug trafficking to orchestrated hits. Their involvement in the July 2024 teen murders is just one chapter in a broader saga of a gang that authorities vow to pursue relentlessly.
And to everybody watching in LA, this is what makes this a little bit trickier than what we're used to. Number one, there are no structured politics. It's kind of a free-for-all. And when I say that these niggas in Atlanta are blowered down, they got loadouts, bro. They got loadouts because it's legal. You can go to the pawn shop and go get you a Wooty Bam. You feel me? Go get you a Wooty Bam little and go pull a skit. Easy call. You feel me? Easy call. Go get you a little Wooty Bam. Blah blah blah. At the pawn shop, you ain't tripping. Blah. Now you doing your due diligence and all that. Demo put down. You out the way. Easy call. You feel me? It's tricky, man. It's tricky. We're gonna pray for the city of Atlanta because this is a situation that I can see becoming a huge problem. Now that I'm saying it out loud. We're gonna just pray for these dudes, man. We're gonna pray for everybody involved in the situation. We're gonna pray for everybody, you know what I'm saying, that maybe this can be remedied, this can be, discussed, this can be put down in a way to where this situation doesn't have to take over the city in an extremely negative way.
With multiple members now indicted or convicted in various cases, law enforcement continue to target Goodfellas leadership, aiming to stop the violence that seems to follow the gang wherever it goes. Now, let's get a little bit into the 4PF, right? So as we all know, 4PF is a label that Lil Baby runs. As you know, in recent years, Lil Baby's trying to distance himself from 4PF, as you can see in this clip here.
And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. You know what I'm saying?
Now, 4PF stands for Four Pockets Full. It began not really as a traditional gang, but as a personal brand or a rap crew for Lil Baby to signify wealth, all four pockets full. In 2017, as his rap profile rose, Lil Baby officially formed 4PF as a record label imprint, signing several close friends, fellow rappers to his roster. Notably, you got people on there like 42 Doug and Rollo Rodriguez. Those probably the people that have the most weight when it comes to the 4PF name as far as being signed there as a rapper. 4PF functioned as both a music collective and a business enterprise. Fans came to recognize the brand through the distinct 4PF diamond chains worn by Lil Baby and his crew, as well as shout-outs and songs. Over time, however, law enforcement also took notice of 4PF, not just as music label, but as an alleged street gang. In official documents, police have flatly described Lil Baby as the 4PF's gang leader. See? And that's the problem. And that's
where the RICO and all sort of issue comes in right now. Because whether you are, whether you're not, you're the most popular face from that subsection. So you gonna get the credit you deserve.
Why Lil Baby
or don't deserve.
It's been distancing himself. Because once you start throwing little terms like that, like gang leader, and it's on paper, all they gotta do is get one person in there that could say, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm 4PF and our leader is Lil Baby, and then boom, RICO, you're done. The blurred lines between rap collective and street gang is a familiar pattern in Atlanta, especially with their police, as you guys remember from the YSL trial. And authorities suspect that some 4PF associates may engage in illegal activities under the banner of the crew. So now, it's one thing to say I'm 4PF and signed to a label. It's another thing to say, all right, I'm gonna commit a crime, but I'm just committing a crime. And it's another thing to say, I'm about to shoot up this block, and then while I'm shooting out this block, I'm saying, yeah, nigga, 4PF for life. See, that's what causes the RICO. He insists that 4PF is just a company and slogan. As of early 2025, he has not been charged with any gang-related crimes, which is a good thing. However, the Atlanta Fulton County
Getting cracking and screaming out 4PF for life, barnacles.
District Attorney and Atlanta Police have been cracking down on rap crews they believe are fronts for organized crime, and 4PF has always been on their radar. In mid-2022, after a high-profile RICO indictment of Young Thugs Collective, rumors swirled that 4PF might be next. When asked about the speculation that he could face a RICO indictment, Lil Baby responded on Twitter, "Only God can judge me," neither conforming nor denying or addressing any of the gang ties. Ultimately, no such charges have actually materialized as of right now. Structurally, though, 4PF is centered around Lil Baby and his close-knit entourage from his neighborhood in Atlanta, the Jonesboro Road / Summer Hill area where he grew up. Many of Lil Baby's childhood friends and associates work for or with him in some capacities. Some of them are managers, some are security, and some are just part of his daily crew. 4PF's public image is largely one of success and legitimate business. The label released Lil Baby's multi-platinum albums and helped launch other artists' career. In 2024, Lil Baby even renamed his record label from Four Pockets Full to Glass Window Entertainment, as you guys saw previously.
That's right. Get away from that name. In
The last clip when he sat down with Lil Yachty. So, despite the name change, I don't really think it's full in the Atlanta Police Department, and they still look at 4PF as a criminal street gang. The arrest warrant and press statements in the case explicitly frame the violence as a war between 4PF and Goodfellas. So they're not buying that glass window. They see it right through it. Suggesting that at least some 4PF members or affiliates beyond Lil Baby's music personnel are involved in gang activities. And it's crazy because, you know, Lil Baby is one of those rappers who was locked up early in his career, got out of jail, turned his life around, and started getting on the right path. And it's starting to look like one bad move, shooting a music.
But see, here go the thing though. That's where the ego comes in at. That's where being around the wrong people man, I don't care what you do. I don't care how much money you got. If you're around the wrong people, you're around the Wooty Bams and Woochie all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 you eventually are going to get caught back into it. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
Music video in the ops neighborhood might foil everything, which is really, really sad. What I hope from all of this is that Lil Baby learns from his mistakes and he gets his stuff together and he doesn't have to go through these type of things ever again. Will that happen? Who knows? Will this mistake cost him his freedom? Time will tell. Lil Baby was set to go on tour this year. He was supposed to go on the Wham tour, but now with all these legal troubles, I don't even know if that's going to be possible. People are saying that he has an active arrest warrant for him right now. So if he does any public shows...
Yeah, according to Yahoo News, they said that he got a warrant out for his arrest.
He's definitely likely to get picked up by them U.S. Marshals. Do y'all think Lil Baby's going to be able to get through this, or you think that he's cooked? Let me know in the comments. It's your boy Brett Fox reporting from the Chicks Universe.
All right, man, we up out of here to the next one. Y'all know the deal.
YouTube.
Guys to the left, y'all know the rest, man. And it's free. Avenue Angel 2 East free. We go.